Hey, how's it going up there? Now you know what it's like to be in tall people's shoes. You get to see over everyone and see everything. It's amazing, right? Okay, so today we have two boats set up. They are both Scout 430s. I'm gonna be doing a raw setup tutorial, so there's gonna be no cut-its. There's gonna be no edits. So if I mess up, you're gonna hear me mess up. But I'm also gonna do a time-lapse video after this one is posted. And if you don't want to watch through of how long it actually takes me to set up each boat, then you can go click the next one and it'll be a much quicker video. So the first boat, first Scout 430 on the left-hand side, we're gonna set up. It's going to be just the regular, just the basic setup that you see in the videos. It shouldn't take me too long. I'm not gonna be using the foot pump. I'm gonna be using the electric pump that you can get off the Scout Inflatables website. And then off to the right-hand side is my main boat I use. I'm gonna be using that brain fart. See, this is why I use edits, because it's gonna be a long video. This boat I'm gonna be using for, that is not what I meant to say. Hold on, it'll come to me. It'll come to me. I'm gonna be doing the double person setup. So when I take two people out on the Scout, I'm gonna set it up that way. And then I'm gonna do takedown setup and all that good stuff. So if we go into stopwatch and we start our time now, it's at 0 seconds. Once we finish setting up this boat completely, then I'll stop the timer. Now, it's just gonna be the basic boat accessories. I'm not gonna bring any of my fishing equipment out. It's just gonna be basic boat. And as I'm setting up, if the pump isn't too loud, I'll speak over and share some tips. If not, I'll just go on brain fart. I'll just do a voice recording on this video. So without further ado, let's start our time started. And first things first, I'm going to roll out the boat and then plug in the pump to both pontoons. Now online it says pump it up about 75% and then put in the floor. I like to pump it up all the way and then I just step on the floor and kind of like squish it out and then pump it up that way. But it's up to you. So let's go ahead and get it. So I'm just gonna roll out the boat like so. Plug it into the valves. The valves are going to be at the front of the boat. You got to make sure, you can't really see it from down here, but you got to make sure the button is facing out at you, so air will come in, but it won't come out. If it's pushed down, you pull out the plug and all the air is going to come out. It's going to be for nothing. So, I'm going to plug it in. Now, my PSI that I have it set for is 6.5 PSI is what I usually have it as, for each pontoon and the floor. So it's solid. Alrighty, so we got black, we got red, and on. We'll go ahead and let that pump up for a little bit. what I mean by kind of just walk in it, stamp it down. All the way to the back, and then just plug it in and pump it up. Make sure the valve is facing out. Side of the boat. And if we stop our time, we are at 10 minutes and 20 seconds. And then you can close up the valve. So, I know you guys can't really see it, so I'll screenshot it and put it up on the screen. But it took 10 minutes, 20 seconds to set it up as what you see right now. Now, obviously, you can put on your motor, you can bring a friend, you can pack your fishing gear and all accessories, so it's going to take you a little longer to set up. However, I think the question asked, how long would it take for you to set up your vessel? So, it takes about 10 minutes to set up your boat. Just a plain boat, paddles, floor, seat, all that good stuff. Today is not a good day. I'm brain farting really bad. Other than that, pretty simple. Put on your motor, take it to the beach or the lake, and you're good to go. Now, I have 3 different motors. I have an electric trolling motor, I have a Mercury 3.5, and I have a Yamaha 8 horsepower. The Yamaha 8 is pretty sneaky cool. It goes like 20 miles an hour at 1%. So this is the basic setup. Mainly people would use this for a lake if you're going like this, or you could go from the ocean, the harbor, doesn't matter. Now, I'm debating if I want to keep this up or take it down. I'm actually, no, scratch that. You didn't hear anything. I'm gonna leave this up for now. I screenshotted my time, so it's 10 minutes, and I am going to set up my next one. Now the next one I'm gonna set up as if I was doing 2 people. So however I have it set up when I go out in the water, that's how it's gonna set up as. That makes no damn sense. Okay. Anyways, gonna roll out the boat, pump it up, do the same thing as you saw earlier. But what I have different is I have some floorboards, which I'll explain later in the video of what I use it for. And then I have the shield, and oh yeah, this seat is for the 3rd boat setup, which is what I've been using recently. But let's go ahead and get into it. So I'm gonna reset, and I'm gonna start in 3, 2, 1. so as of now, you're probably wondering, what the heck did I just put in my boat? Why do I have a wood floor? Why did you put a stinking cutting board in the middle of your boat? Well, there's a lot of reasons for that. So when I have two people and we are going full speed at 18 miles an hour, the boat tends to banana when it hits a wake, and I get smacked in the face by the rods that are sitting in the middle. So you're going along and you hit a wake and the rods go bam, just smack me in the face. So we put a cut in half 2x4 in the middle, which you saw earlier. It was the blue noodle wrap thingamabob. And then we put the wood floor down, and because it's in two pieces, that's mainly the reason why it kind of bananas. So the cutting board stops it from doing the banana effect. Then we put the floor down, and it makes everything nice and solid. Now before we do that, I add a crate, and this is where the person in the middle is going to sit. So what I like about this crate, I forgot where I got it. I think one of the stores were throwing it out, and I asked to get it, and they're like, yeah, sure, take it. So we got that, and I put a seat through the middle. Now I put the seat that has the Railblazer Star port, what you call it in here, I forgot what it's called. I'll put it up on the screen for you guys. But it's where I'll put my GoPro, so it films both myself and a participant, which is what you're currently looking from right now. You're connected to the rain gutter, and that's why you're positioned so high. So that goes in like that, and usually I either keep it in the middle, or I scoot it back so I can grab gear, or I'll keep it up front. And it really just depends. So for this video, I'll just keep it up front like that. Now we're going to go ahead and continue. I'm going to go ahead and put the seat back here, and then I'm going to put another seat up front, and that is going to be where I'm going to connect my shield. So my shield is going to go front, and it's going to get tied down and all that good stuff. So it's a hot day for being overcast. So let's continue. Lift your Lucy, make sure the valve is open, and go. PVC pipe guard that makes it sealed. Sorry, not sealed, shield, so it makes it solid. However, if you were to place it down, it doesn't quite reach. So you have to spread it open, and I like it because it creates a nice cushion structure to hold on to. So I usually put the left one in first, and I have these rusted nuts that just clip right in. You don't even have to screw them in, which is nice. I'll do the same thing to the other side. The other side takes a lot more force. Come on. There we go. Plugged in. So I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little bit of a little bend. And then the next one have built-in plugs. So we're just going to plug it directly into the boat here. What's great about the Scouts is you can literally do anything to it. So I've done a bunch of ridiculous mods and other fun stuff. If you actually want to check that out, I'll link the Instagram in the description, and I'll put it up on the screen so you can check out some of the videos that I've done. There we go. So this thing is plugged in, it's nice and solid. Now we take our shield. Now, I don't know where you can get these pieces of plastic from, but where I got them, where I used to work, they had these boats that they didn't want the shields on them anymore, so they took them off and they had them in storage. And they weren't being used, so I'm like, you know what, I'll take them. So, this one? Okay, so I screwed in holes on my boat here. You're like, oh, why would you put holes in your boat? It's on the mesh, so it's not going to affect the airflow of the pond. So there's no actual like hole in the boat, if that makes sense. Okay, so that plugs into there. This goes down right here. This goes down right there, and that is basically a two-person setup. And we are going to stop the time. 13 minutes. Okay, so it's only like 3 minutes extra to do it this way as well. That's funny. There we go. 13 minutes. I'll screenshot it. And that is pretty much it. So it says online it takes about 10 minutes. That one took 10 minutes. This one took 13 minutes. It really depends on how slow you are, how fast you are, all that good stuff. If you were doing the foot pump, I'd probably say it'd take a little longer. But let's go ahead and talk about this setup because I get asked about this a lot. So like I said before, the shield is from the pedal boats at Eco Boat Rentals down in San Diego. So I took 2 of them, placed them together on here, and then drilled holes, put bolts, and it makes a shield. Now this thing works phenomenal in choppy water, and it works with 2 people. So with 2 people, we have a lot of weight up front. So the water does kick up on the sides, and so the splash guard directs it back into the water, so my passenger does not get wet. They can also store their backpack, all their other fun accessories up front, and nothing gets wet. And it's great for going through the surf, because sometimes I'll put the box right up front, so my rods and reels are right here. When launching through the surf, you have all this, like this giant wall of water coming at you, and it doesn't do anything to the reels, which is great. Another thing I like about it is we can both access our rods easily. So I would be in the back here driving, and the rods would be conveniently right here. Grab it, pick it up, go. They would be in the front right here, and usually the people I'm bringing are very small. They're not long-legged like me, so sitting with this much space is perfect for them, and they don't get wet. They even have a bar to hang on to if it gets a little wobbly. Now if they want the rod, they can just pull it out in the back and go. Can you stand up while you're fishing in the water? Yes, you can. It's super simple and easy. I do it all the time. Now the people I take out aren't really used to water, so it gets a little scary for them, which is totally okay. So I tell them, if you don't feel comfortable, just stay sitting down. That is basically it. Now, if you saw the aluminum backing in the back, the reason for that is because a while back I ran over it with my truck and broke it clean off. So yeah, shame on me. Anyways, went and fixed it with some aluminum. It is ridiculously solid, and I currently run 8 horsepower. Now the Scouts are only recommended for a 5 horsepower, so if you do end up getting a bigger engine, I highly recommend reinforcing it. Now, if you want to reinforce your engine, I already have a video of how to do that, so I'll put the link in the description and put the little video up for you as well. Let's see, what else am I missing? Okay, so these ropes, if you saw, the little straps, those are what I use for tying up to the dock and tying up other boats on me. I pull passengers on the water, so mainly friends in La Jolla, they want to go with me. My dad's making goofy faces at me, and this is an uncut and edit video. Hate you. Okay, so yes, so I use the paracord to tie myself up to the different people on the water and then to tow people out. So I towed multiple people on the Scouts. It's pretty fun. They're like, oh, this is awesome because I don't have to paddle. It's thinking 3 miles out to the kelp beds. Okay. that is it. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do our we're going to do our last setup. So our last setup is pretty stinking simple. I'm not going to take down any of the boats yet. I'm actually going to use this one for demonstration. So what I do is literally, this is the main thing I bring, and then of course the motor and stuff. So what I've noticed is when I'm going full speed, my boat either does wheelies or I'm too far forward depending on where the weight is. So I made this 2x4 swivel seat which clips into the paddles right here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. It's hot today. We're going to go ahead and move the boat over so it'll be more in frame. And we don't need this paddle. Now, when the floor inflates, it expands the pontoons a little more. So, when I put that seat on here, it's going to go directly into these oar locks and it's going to stay solid. However, I'm going to deflate the floor, so I kind of have a little more room. Oh my gosh! Dad's like putting his face against the screen door and it scared the crap out of me. Okay, so deflate that around there and plug it in as if you are. It'll pump it up. Not yet. And we're going to put on the swivel seat. And this boat is set up. Now, I usually don't ever bring this seat anymore. It's usually open like this. I'll put my rods and I'll stuff them underneath the handle right there. So let me spin this around, give you a general idea. Oh, another thing I might mention, the boats only weigh 60 pounds, so they're super light. They're a lot lighter when they're blown up because all your weight is evenly distributed. So, when I'm on the water, sit down like this. I like how it's like elevated. It's really nice for my legs, and so I'm not bent up like this, like I am on the aluminum seats. And if I want to, I can twist around. It's super simple and easy, so I'm like breathing heavily because it's hot out here. And then usually have my 8 horsepower in the back, and then I have a tiller connection with an elbow. Let me actually go grab that to show you. Alrighty, here's your tiller connector. This you can get on Amazon for I think $30. but I highly recommend you get the one with the elbow. The one that's straight, it sucks. It really sucks. You can't turn, and it's a pain in the butt. So this allows me to still steer from the right-hand side, even though my outboard handle is on the left-hand side. Turn left, I can turn right, and I can still twist and turn at the same time. So I can still extend the speed of the throttle, all that good stuff. So we are coming to the end of the video. Let's go ahead and take down. Takedown process is always fun. So it depends on what you want to do. Usually I always leave the floor in the boat when I roll it up. Now in this one I don't, because I have the wood floor, and last time I checked, wood and 2x4s and pool noodles don't roll up very well. So I'll let this truck pass. So I'm gonna go ahead and start my time again. I'm just gonna pull off the seat and I'm gonna inflate everything, let it kind of do its thing. Some people, if they're busy, they'll go ahead and force it to deflate. Me, I usually just let it deflate on its own because I'm already putting other stuff away when I'm off the water. So probably gonna do a little bit of both, kind of gonna force it, and we'll see. So let's go ahead and start the timer. Bam, so we're starting it to see how much it takes to set up. So seat just pops right off, just like so. We're gonna put it in the back over here. Alrighty. And then you're gonna push in the valve and turn to the right. Alrighty. So it's deflating like that. Now what you want to do is you can either grab the handles in the middle, or you can grab the black ropes on the side, and you're gonna pull it in to each other or into itself as much as you can, so it's gonna make a nice tight roll up. It's gonna be easy to store away. If you just roll it up like this, it's gonna be a big flat floppy like wet sandwich. It's not easy to move around. So I'm gonna pull in like this, and air is still leaking out, so I'm gonna let it do its thing. I'm gonna pull in like that. I am going to roll this. So I am going to close the back pontoons and kind of just let out as much air as possible, and keep scooting these things together as you roll up. So it's going to make a really nice and tight roll up. And if you do use a bag, some people use a bag, I just throw it in the back of the car. It'll be easier to fit. Boom, perfect, nice and rolled up, and then I put the boat and everything together. So let me go ahead and put this over here. And the floor's already in the boat. So that's pretty much it. We'll stop the timer. 2 minutes, 19 seconds. You can't see it, but I'll screenshot it for you. That was pretty stinking easy. 2 minutes to roll up. 2 minutes, you can be off the water in no time. Now, obviously, of course, if you have your motor and everything, it's probably gonna take you 5 or 6 minutes, but it's pretty stinking quick. Excuse the heavy breathing, it's hot out here. So we're gonna go ahead and take this one down as well. I'm gonna start from the shield and make my way back. So let me reset the time. And we are going to start in 3, 2, 1. Shield is off. These bad boys out. Flip. out. Alright, that is done. We're going to zip this up. And we can go inflate the floor. We're going to plop this guy over here. This guy out. That. Scoot this guy out. Scoot this guy out. Take your crate out. And then I'm going to take the floor out because I can't roll up the boat with a wood floor in the middle. So, pretty simple. Just pull right out. Just like so. Go ahead and deflate both pontoons and take out the floor. We'll roll up the floor. Is done. Obviously, this is just placed here, but I'd be throwing it in the back of the bed of the truck. So, same rules apply. I'm actually going to try to scoot it over. You grab the ropes, pull it in as close as you can. Close there, close here. Start rolling up. It's like rolling up air mattresses. And bam. Boat is rolled up, everything's put away. We'll just pretend. And we'll stop the timer. 3 minutes, 25 seconds. It's hot today. I'm gonna have to go surfing. So, 10 to 13 minutes to set up, 2 to 3 to take down. So, 12 minutes total for the first boat and 16 minutes for the second boat. So, you can get out in the water really quickly. That's it for boat demonstration. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment below. If you want to get more into detail, or if you want to see all the other videos I have, go ahead and check out my YouTube channel. And if you want, I'm like exhausted. If you want more information, if you go to my Instagram, I have about 800 videos on my highlights of stories in La Jolla, up in Morro Bay, down in San Diego Back Bay, little bit of everywhere. So if you want to go see those videos, go ahead and check them out. The most, or not the most recent, the oldest ones are when I was using the 365, the shorter vessel. So you can go ahead and check those videos out. Once again, I appreciate you watching. I hope you learned something. I hope this made sense for the most part. And I'm going to be coming out with another video that's going to be time-lapsed of everything that you just saw. So it's going to be a lot quicker for you guys. Other than that, I'll see you in the next adventure. Thank you.